So I am joined again for past and present by a man that is just an absolute cult hero and a fan favorite, Mr. Frank Nouble. Frank, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you, mate. No, pleasure to be on it, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Obviously, when I got a
Pre-
message from yourself, I thought I've not really done much concerning Colchester in general since I left. I thought I'll start dabbling as I'm getting older, and start speaking to a few more people about the time that we had down there because obviously I thought it was a great time.
Yeah, there was a few memorable moments that I'm sure we'll get into a little bit later on, but I want to cast your mind back to 2018. You've just left Newport County
Yeah.
and the offer comes in to come to Colchester United. What was it back then that sort of attracted you to move from Wales to North Essex?
Uh, I think if you ask a normal person, and I say normal, like probably the traditional footballer, they probably weighing up area of where you're gonna live and the move and all that kind of stuff, all that kind of jazz. Whereas in my career, my family, my partner, she's been with me, all these years, all from my footballing career basically. We've lived everywhere. So there's not one place where, location wise was never the main sell or anything like that. It was mainly about the football. Playing against Colchester that season, I think there's a couple of players I knew there at the time that I wanted to play with. Ryan Jackson being one of them, playing at right back. I played with him at Gillingham previously, so I knew him quite well. So I spoke to him a little bit. I knew I signed a 1 year contract at Newport. I actually had a good year at Newport as well. I really enjoyed my time there. But yeah, coming back to Essex and being somewhere close to London was a sell, but mainly the football. I thought Colchester was attractive to me from the outside, and I made that decision. I think Bawley was a big sell as well. Don't know if you've come across him before, but he's assistant manager to John McGrew at the time,
Yeah.
and they were quite easy to speak to, if I'm being totally honest. And yeah, the deal was done quite quickly. It wasn't no issues on the money side or anything like that. It's just about getting my head down at the
Mm.
age of 26, I want to say maybe. I don't know. I'm quite sure.
Well, we're
How,
looking around the 2018 mark, so yeah, I'd say around that sort of age.
yeah, 20, yeah, 20, yeah, 25, 26. So yeah, was just looking forward to playing some good football. Really.
Yeah, like you say, when you actually like look back on your career, I don't know if there's a part of the UK that you've not played football in. Um, there's even a little spell between Coventry and Gillingham where you thought, "Do you know what, I'm gonna go abroad," which is
Yeah,
pretty,
yeah. I think I
how
played.
did that come about?
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, I was on holiday. First 2 weeks with my partner, then another week with my mates. I got a phone call back China, and honestly, I couldn't tell you what was going through my mind in terms of if I wanted to go to China or not. Obviously, I've never heard of any other player, not at the level I was playing at, like League One Championship level at the time. I didn't hear anyone going to China, so yeah, took a dive and I swam all the way there. So yeah, ended up staying there for a year and a half. My partner was with me for half the time, and then she fell pregnant. She came back, so in the end, it was good. It was a good time out there, but came back to England and obviously played for Southend for a short spell.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll gloss
which,
over that.
yeah, which we'll gloss over, and then obviously ended up in Newport and then Colchester, where I think I really had a great time there.
Yeah, obviously, then in at the end of the 2020 sort of season, the contract comes to an end. Again, was Plymouth, was that one where you sort of saw how they played and you wanted to go go over that way, or was it just sort of
No, it was. I wanted to sign a new deal. This is before COVID. I
Mhm.
was in talks. I say in talks, like as a Premier League club. No, it wasn't. It wasn't nothing special like that. But my contract was coming to an end before COVID. Obviously, came across and hit the world. And yeah, I wanted to sign a new deal. Manager was on board, but the club were acting a bit funny with it. I'm not quite sure why. The 2 years I had there in general were great 2 years. We had a great team. I think if that team stuck together for 3 or 4 years, we'll definitely got out of that league. Looking back at it, like I still follow coaches quite closely, and a lot of young players when I was there have obviously become, senior players in the squad. Your
Mhm.
Samson. Samson Tavidi, and when Junior Chamadou was playing, I still speak to him on a regular basis. Yeah, at the time I thought, I deserve a new deal and I want to stay here.
Yeah.
There's a couple of us. There was me, Ryan Jackson, Brandon Comley, I think at the time, Ben Stevenson, I think Harry Pell, but I think Harry Pell had a year extension in his deal anyway. But there's a few of us that we wanted to stay and keep the group together.
Yeah.
But then COVID struck, and then they used that as an excuse. I don't want to say excuse, but as a reasoning.
Yeah.
We couldn't forecast the future, so it was a bit of a weird one. I didn't know where I stood really with the club, and obviously COVID hit, and then Plymouth came straight away out of the window. Obviously playoffs, we lost to Exeter, didn't we? And
We did. Yes.
unfortunately, we won the first game. I think Cohen scored a free kick, and again, we were a better team on paper and actually physically out there. But Exeter obviously pulled out a brilliant game in the end and beat us late in that game. But yeah, just a weird ending, really. That's why obviously coming back was something I always wanted to do, but it was
Yeah.
never thought it could happen. Put it that way.
What was it like as a player to play during COVID? Because obviously, sort of towards the end of the year, there was all these talks of it coming in. Obviously, I'd say the stadium was full. It wasn't as full as what it is now. But
No,
then to play a game against Exeter City in the playoffs, or the season finishes how finishes. We're in the playoffs, and then you walk out of the community stadium and it's just completely empty. What was that like as a player?
mate, it was weird. I know everyone's got their opinions on what they think it was like. Even the boys who played in it, it's hard to explain because you get used to having your own supporters at your ground. Even that first playoff win against Exeter, we won 1-0, but I feel like if the supporters were there, we could have won that 3 or 4. Small things like that would have made a massive difference. That's what I think. And even away supporters, I think I thrived playing away games. I think our
Yeah.
team as well was so powerful and dynamic. I thought we could take teams apart if we were having a good day. And I think
Hmm.
having supporters there definitely would have helped. But it was just a weird one. You could hear everyone shouting. You could hear what everyone was saying. And the week leading up to the games were weird as well because you had all the testing, and if one or two dropped out, like for example, I got diagnosed. Say diagnosed. I got told I had COVID. I think me, Harry Pell, and Tom Eastman got told we had COVID. I had no symptoms. Symptoms, sorry. Neither did the other two. So we didn't actually train with the group for the first week. So we missed that, and we still played the game because the time frame was enough for us to get back. So it was just a weird time, mate. So
Yeah.
hard to explain, but fair play to whoever got promoted that year. I think it was Northampton beat Exeter in the final. Yeah, fair play to them. It's difficult for everyone, and obviously, everyone in their normal working life is difficult. So
Yeah.
never mind football.
Yeah, definitely. It's like the job that I do, just driving on the roads during COVID. The roads were
Yeah,
so quiet. I was
yeah,
able at the time I was working down in Southend, so I was going from basically from Colchester to Southend, and it was taking me like half an hour. When normally it takes me a good like hour or so, and you're just
yeah,
driving and you're like looking around like there's no one else here. It's like you're in a zombie film. It was weird.
yeah, yeah. Walking Dead.
Um, yeah, exactly, exactly that. Also, you've mentioned a few players in that sort of season. There is another little thing that I'll bring on to what happened in that season, which I'm sure you remember.
Yeah,
There was obviously some big names and some sort of older players in the squad. Like I'm just looking at a list now: Dean Gherkin, Luke
yeah,
Prosser, obviously Tom Eastman being a local lad. Was there anyone like in the squad that would obviously like Luke Prosser was the captain? Was there anyone that else in
yeah,
the squad that was like, right, these are the levels, this is where we need to be at, and that helped you elevate your game week on week?
yeah. Yeah, no, Pross was brilliant. As a brilliant captain. He never, how do I explain it? He was never one to scream and shout. He was more led by example. So we knew what type of player he was. A cultured centre back, not the quickest, probably not the strongest in the air, but in general, he's all round game in terms of reading the game. We know we needed that and that calmness. I thought he brought that to the team, and he's great as well. He always showed that he wanted to play for Colchester and do well for Colchester. So coming into that building and him being my captain, I thought was a great example without saying too much. But then the loud ones were myself, me, Harry Pell. Luke Norris at the time, Ryan Jackson. There's a group of us who were late 20s who probably galvanized the group. And then we helped the likes of maybe the Sammy Smodics, who, was a young player, but, bags of a personality, never mind his ability. And I think the young players in general flourished because there was no dictatorship. I've been in a lot of change rooms where, if you're an older player, you just got to listen to them and they might shout and scream. Whereas us, the manager actually allowed us to run the change room. So if we saw something that was out of line or a young player doing silly things or going out too much and, you know, whatever he might have been doing, we actually controlled that narrative. So, we had Courtney Senior, who was a young player at the
Mhm.
time, and we knew on his day he was unplayable. So that was down to maybe myself and Ryan Jackson to get hold of him. Whereas Prosser might have got hold of someone else. Everyone designated each other to different roles, and it was a very seamless change room. I don't know how to explain it again. It's a very like misfits group, but with bags of talent and
Yeah.
didn't need much telling. Like we knew if we lost the game, we didn't play well. The next week, everyone just worked their socks off in training, and hopefully get the result.
Yeah, like you say, I'm just looking at some of the names we had, like you said at the start. If we was able to keep hold of them for a few more years, it would have been
That first year I was there, that squad I think was a joke.
it
Don't
was
get
it
me
would be
wrong, man.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good squad. Like Frankie Kent, um, players like that, like, and they were still very young. And I think we let go of them quite young. I know they went on to go and do great things as well, but I think something inside me tells me if we could have been a bit more selfish and kept the group together, and obviously keep adding. Like we had Aaron Collins on loan. He never played.
Mhm.
Look at him now. I wish they were a bit more savvy in some of the stuff that we did. Kwame Poku, these players like we had a lot of talent. But obviously, also it was down to us to get out of that division, and I think we failed to do that on the last hurdle. Maybe some games where maybe we should have took a bit more. I don't know, intensity and care and mental thought to think, oh, how lucky we are to have this group. 'Cause sometimes when you're in it, you don't realize it until you've gone.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. You mentioned him a second ago. I've got his a match worn signed shirt there by him. It's very, very small. What was he like? It is a player that I think every Colu fan are waiting for him to
Yeah.
come back. What was he like?
I think he comes back for sure. I think if he can, he will do. With whatever time frame that is, I don't know, but he is a Colchester boy through and through. He's a great kid. When I first got there, I just thought, who's that mouthy one in the corner? He's always in the corner, just mouthy, always up to something. Energy bunny, like just do yourself battery, just always running around. And he played like that. He was so energetic. He probably ran the most games I played in anyway with him. And we actually built a good partnership in the end. Sometimes when I played up front, he was the 10. If I played out wide, he was a 10. But we always found each other. It was very seamless. But I think he also, not to big myself up, but he looked up to me as well in terms of the career I had before. And obviously playing for Ipswich, and now he's gone on to do that. So we exchange messages still to this day. But he went on, and we knew he was a talented boy to go on and do great things. And I'm so happy for him because he deserves it, everything he's got so far. But he was Colchester through and through, and it hurt him when things weren't going well. And
Yeah.
obviously, when it did, he had the biggest smile on his face. So, no, great talent, great player, and great kid.
Yeah, no, he's like I say, he's definitely one that I think every Colu fan they're waiting for his contract to end with Ipswich, and then maybe
Mhm.
sort of just drop him a text saying fancy it yet, and
Yeah,
I think we'll see him in the blue and white again
yeah, I think so.
sometime
I think
soon.
so. I think so.
So one thing that we've sort of glossed over a little bit of that magical sort of 2019 stroke also weird 2019-2020 season,
Yeah,
that EFL Cup run.
yeah,
That was something special.
yeah. That was magical. That one. Yeah,
What was it like? So obviously Palace draw against Palace, go get through on penalties. Another youngster that went on to be in quite a crucial part for culture, the Noah Chilvers with a winning penalty.
yes, yeah.
After that game, what was the sort of dressing room like? Were you thinking we've got another 3 rounds of this, or was it awesome? Let's
Uh,
get back on it.
No, first game, obviously, yeah, Chile was, yeah, Chilvers was, he was 17, I think, and he looked really young, let alone being really young. So, and he trained with us, and another great talent, another person that I still speak to this day. We got a mini group chat of Colchester boys, so he's in that. Me, him, Luke Cannon, Freddie Sears, Craig Eastman, Newbie. I don't want to forget anyone now. Shamel, George, couple of others, but yeah, yeah, Chile, young player. He took the winning penalty, didn't he, in that
Hmm.
game? Big pressure on his shoulders, but he done really well. But we actually played that game thinking, hang on here, we're playing a Premier League team at the Premier League at the time, Crystal Palace, and we held our own. We were quite comfortable in the game, I
Yeah.
thought. And everyone gave themselves a great account of themselves. The stadium wasn't fully packed because they probably thought they're going to come and witness a drumming.
Yep.
And that was not the case. I think they had a late flurry of chances towards the end, but well, that was always expected considering the level of talent they had on the pitch. They
Yeah.
were all comfortable.
Yeah. I think the thing that Colchester fans were like happy with as well was, especially after the Palace game. Obviously, we then know what the next team we had. When we went to penalty shootouts, Dean
Yeah,
Gerkin being in goal, we were just like, right,
yeah,
that's fine.
yeah,
Gherkin's got this. It's calm.
yeah. Gurks, mates. What a legend, Gurks played with so many injuries as well in his time at Colchester when I was with him, but still showed his class. And obviously, we knew what kind of player he was to support us all them years back
Yeah.
with the promotion. Um, but yeah, he was a big leader in the change room. But another one that didn't really scream and shout. He was one that immersed himself in the group and didn't make us feel like, oh, we got to just listen to him. He made us, lead ourselves as well. So he was a great goalkeeper for us. But yeah, we knew we were comfortable with him in goal. We just needed to make sure we scored more than them, basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now we got through to that, and then obviously the next round was Spurs
Hmm.
at home, and when we saw the lineup, we thought, okay, they don't want to lose this game at all. They don't want
No.
to risk it. I know they've played a couple of youngsters who have gone on as well to do well. You got your Peters and I think Tangangang as well played.
Yeah.
A couple other people, but I think Sonny played, Deli Ali. These players were on the pitch, so it was an exciting game to play in. But we saw their quality instantly within the first
Yeah.
couple of minutes of the game. So everyone was on it. Everyone played really well. We defended really well. We countered every now and then. But we knew if we got to penalties, we could win it. And it was on my birthday as well, which is brilliant for
Yeah.
me. It was
I was just about to say as well, it was the day our birthdays are, although a couple of years, one day apart. So it's
Mm.
for me and for yourself,
Yeah,
probably one of the
great.
best birthday presents
Oh,
ever.
mate, easily one of the best. When I see Laps, we obviously scored a winning pen. Another Colchester boy through and through. It was great to see. No, yeah. After we won that, we just thought, if we play anyone in the lower divisions, lower than the Premier League level, we will win that game. And I
Yeah.
think it was it Crawley next?
Crawley away, yeah.
And I feel like my record against Crawley has not been great. It's been 50-50. I feel like they're a bogey team of Colchester for some reason when
Yep.
I was there anyway. So we're a bit worried. I think we played them in the league that year earlier and we lost. So, but yeah, I think they scored a wonder goal
Yeah.
early in that game, or maybe I can't remember the timing. But then we hit back straight away. I think I went down the
Yep.
wing and I pushed it in
Luke
for Luke
Norris.
Norris. Yeah, Luke Norris. And when he scored that, I knew we would win the game because
Yeah.
the supporters that day was unreal.
Yep.
I could still hear him now. Like it's giving me goosebumps thinking about that game, just because I
No,
knew what it
I
meant to
was,
us.
yeah, I was there for that game,
Yeah,
and I think it was when the free kick went in, you actually celebrated directly in front of me, and then went like that and realised they all ran over there. I was like, I'm gonna go over here
I
now.
know. I better go for
Um,
them.
it's probably like weird in like looking back at it. We played Palace, we played Spurs, and then obviously we went on to play Man United. Crawley was probably the hardest game of all three because
Easily the hardest.
it was the biggest like banana skin because it was like we shouldn't have
Yeah.
beat Palace, we shouldn't have beat Spurs. Now we've
No.
got a team of our level, and you're like, this is where we'll lose it.
Yeah,
And then
that's why the celebrations were like that.
yeah,
Well, I think who scored the final goal? Was it Gambin? Gambo? Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Gambo scored the last goal. I think Callum Harriott done a bit of magic, done a ring or whatever. But yeah, it didn't matter who was playing on that pitch. Everyone knew we just had to win that game. just for the pride of Colchester and in our league, representing our league against whoever we get next. I don't think we knew we were getting next before that game, did
Nope.
we? No.
No.
So obviously to get Man United, obviously as a team I support, um, yeah, it was a great experience, and just to bring whatever number we brought down, everyone brought their families down. Just a
Yeah.
great day out. Great day out to go to Man United. Again, we knew we were under the cosh, beat under the cosh, sorry, but just to witness that we could be there and we're deserving to be there, was a great milestone for everyone involved.
Yeah. What? So, like, as a player, when
Yeah,
you're walking out at Old Trafford, and
yeah,
it was another one of the games that I was at, and we were in there early. We filled that top bit,
yeah. We
going
feel
out
it.
to training and sort of looking right up at the top and
Yeah,
seeing thousands of Colchester fans. What was that
unreal,
feeling like?
unreal, mate, unreal. It felt like a Champions League night for us.
Mm,
We're not fortunate enough to play in that level, but if we did, that's what it felt like for us. Just looking up and just hearing the noise and just songs being sang, and just the appreciation that we've done really well to get here, like really well to get here. But also, everyone that's in the stand deserves their day out in Manchester.
yeah,
So we have to also respect the level that a Colchester Football Club may reach. May reach a League One level, may reach a Championship level, maybe, but we're never going to be a Man United, that's built on long years of history playing at the highest level. So you got to take every day as it comes. And that was the day that I think we all enjoyed. 0-0 at half time, defended really well. Maybe had one or two breaks that we could have maybe done better on. But in general, I think we matched them really well and we just defended really well. And obviously, they scored on a counter attack, I think, the first goal. But it hurt to lose, but we had too much pride in our bellies to go, you know what, let's finish the season off really well and see
yeah.
what we can do.
You say like it hurt to lose. When you look back at that Manchester United team, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Ashley Young, Juan Mata, Nemanja Matic, Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford, Mason, we'll forget that one, Scott McTominay, Jesse Lingard.
Yeah.
These aren't, they didn't field youngsters like sort
No.
of Spurs. They were like, Man United probably a little bit more so. Like, hang on, they've done these two Prem teams.
Yeah.
We can't put the kids out. We need to just make sure that we're not on
Yeah.
the front pages being like, look at what this
No,
little
we
Essex
felt
club
that.
did.
Yeah, we felt that. We felt that. The way they were communicating to each other during the game, we knew that they were really on it. I think there's one stage where I think we won a corner or something like that in the first half. Probably only won one corner. But Harry Maguire was having a go at someone or the referee, and Pelly just let rip. If you know Harry Bell, he's a bit of a character. Let rip. But in my mind, that made me feel we're in their heads. We know
Yeah,
that they really need to focus on this game and probably score a goal just to ease their nerves. So the longer the game went on without a goal, we knew they'll get more nervous. So no, the talent was high. Rashford was probably on my side, so I was playing left wing. I think he was on the right, and I had to do a lot of defending on him and Ashley Young. But I could feel the intensity that they were trying to do and try to play at, and it was great. You know what? Looking back on it now as well, I actually wish we played them at home,
yeah,
in a full house at Colchester. Don't get me wrong, great to play Old Trafford, great experience. But if we played them at home, that game might have been even tighter than what
yeah,
it ended up being. So no, great experience, but yeah, it still hurt to lose.
yeah. No, I can imagine. You said that you're a Man United fan. Did you get a shirt after the game?
Yeah, I did. I got Anthony Martial shirt,
Nice,
which is
nice.
great. Yeah, they were very forthcoming and nice with us. The kit man stood outside the door and he said, whoever shirt you want, just let me know and I'll go in there and I'll get their Max Warner shirt. So I actually got a Max
Yeah.
Warner shirt from Anthony Martial. A few of the boys got everyone else as well. So no, it was brilliant. Great day.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Carl Dugan and Kem Izzet on, and they mentioned that after when we played Chelsea, the boy, like the Chelsea, I probably imagine the kit man walked in with all the Chelsea shirts and just threw them on the floor and was like, "There you go, lads, have at them."
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's a
it's
great
amazing.
touch. Yeah, it's a great
Yeah,
touch. They're big clubs, aren't they? So they don't have to do that. But
yeah.
they I think respected what we did. So it's good.
Did Martial ask for your shirt?
I gave him my shirt, yeah.
Good
So
on you.
the kit man was like, "No, you need to give us your shirt as well." So I gave
Yeah.
mine as well. So God knows what he's used for it. He's probably used it as a hand towel.
It's no, it's up in his wardrobe. It's up. It's on the wall. No,
No,
that is awesome. Yeah, like just looking at the stats of that game, Rashford
yeah,
scored in the 51st minute.
yeah,
They had 26 shots that
Yeah.
game, and only six of them were on target. So
Yeah.
we held them
Oh, we
to as
held. Yeah,
much
we held
as
them.
much
Yeah.
as we could.
No, that first half was so difficult. They overloaded the front line. They were really good. But again, we come in thinking, no, we've kept the clean sheet. We're not embarrassing ourselves here at all.
No,
We just hopefully we can get one or two counter attacks that we knew we were really good at, but we couldn't manage it. But they scored really early in the second half. I think that's what helped them
yeah,
settle the game. Oh no, great experience though.
yeah, no. It's definitely one of them that lives in like sort of my memory is up there as one of the sort of one of the best. Like, who would sit there and say I went away to watch my team lose 3-0 and it's one of the best away days? Like
Yeah, I know. I know.
it was just incredible.
It's great.
So one thing I want to do with you is some
Yeah.
sort of soccer AM style sort of questions. We've done these on a previous episode with Carl Dugard. Um, Pre-match ritual. Do you
Yeah.
have one? And what's been the weirdest one that you've seen?
No, I'm not really superstitious at all. But I do tend to eat the same food or meals, probably before games or even during the week. So it's either salmon and pasta or it's chicken legs or thighs and pasta for me. Every now and then, maybe, full English. But yeah, if I'm not doing it, my partner does it for me. So over the years, that's what's been the pattern for me. But I've seen people do things after if they've scored a goal, they do the same things, or if they've conceded too many goals, they'll change everything. And I'm not like that, so I've kept it the same.
Awesome. Of all of the Culture United players that you've played with, who has been that your like player's player, the one that everyone sort of agreed that he is just a talented player?
That's a great question. That we had so many inside talents. Oof. The one that shocked us straight away was Poku, Kwame Poku. When he first come to the group, we were a bit like, "Oh, it's a bit different." Fearless, great skill. We done one skill. We always done fake shot and dragged it. It always worked for some reason. Even in training, we couldn't believe how much it worked so well. I would say he was a surprise talent, but the place probably Ryan Jackson. He was a player that we always knew if he played well, we'll probably win because he was that influential. Probably won't see it in the stands, but for us, we knew that he was such a great vibe off the field that we knew if he's playing well, then we're going to do well. So probably Ryan Jackson. Everyone really appreciated him and understood what
Yeah.
type of character he was for the team.
Who was the funny man? Who was the prankster?
Yeah, Harry Pell. Harry Pell was the guy. He's up there with one of my funniest teammates I've had. We still FaceTime each other at least once a week now, just to have a laugh. So probably
Yeah.
Harry Pell.
Who was hard as nails? Doesn't matter whether it was a five-a-side in training or on a
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon. Every tackle was 100%.
Every tackle, Tom Lapsley tackled like his life depended on it. Still running around now, probably with tucked in shirt. I know he's at Chelmsford in a minute. But he wasn't a hard man, but he played as if he was really hard, and I love that. We needed someone like that in the team just to rat around and show us that everything don't have to look pretty. Um, yeah, I'll give it to Tom Lapsley.
Every time I remember seeing Lapsley play, he was like an old school like
Mm,
defensive midfielder, shirt tucked in, low
yeah,
socks, just went in. Every single challenge was like, I'm having that ball. It was like
yeah,
the kid in the playground where the year 11s nick his ball and he's just running around after it. He was an
yeah.
absolute legend.
Absolute
Um,
legend.
you mentioned obviously Poku with his skills. Obviously, you yourself, you didn't mind a couple of nutmegs here and there.
No,
But
no, yeah.
the hot stepper, the best skiller, would that still be Poku?
Yeah, Poku probably called Courtney Senior was very flary. Trying to think now. I don't want to miss out any players. I loved Kane Vincent Young. How could I forget him? We had him and Ryan Jackson on the fullbacks. So it was unbelievable. Give it to either one. Something's gonna happen. Then we had Cohen. Yeah, probably Kane Vincent Young for trickery because he was he's very sharp. Or Poku and Courtney Senior.
So this is a little bit of a sort of one that we have to dig someone out. Who was the biggest moaner?
Biggest Mona. I love him to bits. Well, I love them too to bits. But Harry Pell is the biggest moaner, funniest but biggest moaner. He moaned if the eggs weren't made properly in the morning, let alone anything on a football pitch. And Luke Norris loved to moan, but he only moaned if he didn't get the ball, right? Because he wanted to score goals.
He's
So
a striker at the end of the day.
he's a
It's what his job is,
striker.
isn't it?
Yeah. So obviously I've played up front a lot, but I've also played out wide a lot. So I don't really have them tendencies. I rather probably help someone get goals rather than be the one that scores 20 goals in the season. But Luke Norris is a 20 goal guy and he wants
Yeah,
that tag. So he didn't like it if the balls weren't squared to him. But obviously we knew what place he was coming from.
yeah. Who had the best and the worst initiation? We had Carl Dugan mentioned that Mikel Antonio absolutely butchered his, and still to this day is the worst initiation he's ever heard.
You know what? I can't tell you who the worst was. I can't. The year I signed, there was quite a few that signed that year as well. It was me, Pelly, Nozza signed that year. A couple other players as well, but I can't remember the worst. But I can say who the best was. The best was probably by a player called Paris. Paris. I think his last name was what's his last
Cowan
name?
Hall.
Yeah, Hall. Yeah, Paris Cohen Hall. Great guy, great personality as well. But he could sing, and we were shocked. I think I recorded it as well. Put it on Instagram all them years back. But yeah, Paris was the best. He could go on X Factor tomorrow if I don't know if that show's still going on, but he he could sing really well.
It's one of them where you go, if football doesn't work out for you, cabaret
Honestly,
could be it.
we sat there, we were like, oh my god, he can make some money on the side if he wanted to.
Wow. So of the players that you played with, who would you see maybe 5, 6 years down the line becoming a future manager?
Me,
Good on you.
yeah, me, yeah, me. I think I'll do really well in it. That's not me to again, not to boost myself, but I think that's something I think it's something that experiences give you a lot of viewpoints and you know angles and players. I've seen so many players. I feel like I've got a lot to give, and I guess things about opportunity. So we'll see how time goes. But that's definitely myself. I put myself in there, and if it's not myself, I would say someone like a Brandon Comley is a great thinker of the game, calm. It wouldn't surprise me if he became a coach. And someone like definitely not Harry Pell. He hates football, but he plays it.
Fair
Um,
enough.
yeah, no, he doesn't really like it that much, but he loves the fact that he can play a game and kick someone and keep the ball out of play and frustrate someone. So yeah, probably Brandon Comley.
Like the way that you're like explaining Harry Pell just reminds me of all the games that we had where yeah he just kicked someone. Then when he came back and played against us, he would just throw himself on the floor, get the challenge,
Yeah,
and celebrate like he scored. He was a master of the dark arts. He was
he is a
someone that
master of it.
you want him on your team, but when you're playing
Yeah.
against him, he's the
Oh, you hate
worst
him.
player in the
Yeah,
world.
you hate him. Yeah. As a teammate, everyone asks me all the time, what was he like? He's a bit of a donut or an idiot or whatever they might want to call him. And I'd be like, no, he's the best teammate you could ever possibly have. Because if you're winning the game, you are going to win that game with him on the pitch because he'll do everything he can to win that game.
Yeah.
And he scored some great goals as well, by the way, as well. He's a scorer of great goals. I think I'm
Mhm.
similar to him as well, actually. Probably didn't score enough, but scorer of great goals. So great teammate to have.
So a bit of a sort of classic one. If you weren't a footballer, what would you be?
Um, I don't know, mate. I'll be involved in sports, definitely. If I wasn't, I'd be involved in numbers, I reckon.
Yeah.
So I'll say an accountant.
Very nice, very nice. So of all the goals that you scored for Colchester, is there one that sticks out in your mind as your favourite, or is there one that
Oh,
just instantly that you
I've got,
instantly remember?
got a few, mate. I've got a few goals I like. I've got a goal that they posted today, actually, or put on Instagram against Cheltenham. I think I've done a little step over, put it to my left, and put it in the side net, and that was a great goal that I really appreciated at the time. Um, a goal against Newport at home. Another couple of step overs because I just left them as well. That meant a lot to me. But probably my favourite goal for Colchester would be don't know, mate. I don't know. I'll just say the best goal would be my first goal for Colchester. And I think it was at home against Port Vale, I want to say, because Luke Hannon was there. And obviously, he's become a mate now, and he's come to Colchester. So I remember that game. It's probably the third game of the season, and it just settled me really well at Colchester.
No, that like the one thing that I used to always remember with you is when the ball was at your feet, no one could get it off you. Your close
No, no,
control and the little touches were just
no, I
you
appreciate
weren't you weren't someone that was blisteringly quick, but when you had that ball, you made it move quick, and players
it.
just
Yeah,
couldn't get it off you. And like I say, as soon as you're in that 18-yard box, the ball was just glued to your foot, and it was just magical,
no, I
magical to watch
appreciate
you
that.
play.
Nice one,
Um,
mate.
who was your toughest opponent that you faced?
Oh, toughest opponent. You know what? When I think one year when we played Lincoln, Lincoln obviously won the league one year. The first year I was there, but we beat them twice. But they were probably still the toughest team. I think last game of the season we had to win a
Hmm.
certain amount, and I think Newport was the other team. They had to lose or maybe draw, and they scored in the last minute somehow. But yeah, Lincoln was probably the best team that we played, but we beat them. It's a weird one. So
Yeah.
we beat them twice, but we found them quite challenging. We needed to play our best game, and we did both times.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that game again, it was another one where it was like oh, we need to beat Lincoln, and I
Yeah,
think it was like Newport to lose, and it was like beat Lincoln. How are we going to do that? We go and beat them
um,
3-0, and then yeah,
yeah. I
still don't
know.
get the
That's
the final
Colchester for you,
say.
though, isn't it? That's
That is
Colchester.
indeed that's why we love them. So at the moment you are up north. You are up at Gateshead. You have a bit of a big game. Well, to be honest,
Yeah,
two big games coming up.
massive.
Sutton
Yeah,
United at the weekend, directly above you in the league,
yeah,
and then a nice little FA Cup tie at home to Walsall.
yeah, yeah. FA Cup one, we deal with that one first. Obviously, we play Wimbledon the last round. So I think they're League One. League One,
Hmm.
yeah. We played them away. We played really well. I played that game. Yeah, we were really good. Yeah, really good. Our team's a weird one. We've got a really young team. Not really young, as in a lot of 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds who are playing their first season of football. And we've been really inconsistent. So I'll say that. But the talent level is really high. But in the league, yeah, the league has been, at the moment, the last few games have been quite disappointing in terms of results wise. So we just need to find a way of winning games. And I think obviously the manager's probably working tirelessly to find that. I've missed the last three games. So hopefully I can be back and, come help the boys. I feel like I'm at a stage now where my experience has helped the group quite a lot. So
Yeah,
if I'm available, I'll do everything I can, knowing that the bigger picture is get these young boys all the experience in the world and get them playing at a high level because I want them all to succeed. So it's never going to be about me. It was never about me in my prime. So it's not
yeah,
about me now. So hopefully we can do that. But yeah, big game, a big weekend for us against Sutton, and then obviously FA Cup game. It's a lottery.
exactly that. Before I let you go, we have a closing tradition. Culture's got quite a lot of young fans that support the club. What's
Yeah.
one bit of advice you would give to a young Culture fan that's trying to make it as a professional footballer?
I would just say any youngster out there to understand that playing football is, it's probably one of the luckiest things you can do. So if you have an opportunity to go play it, go play it. Go play it locally, go play it at school, go play it at your Sunday league, grassroots. If you get an opportunity to go and trial somewhere, don't think that you're better than that level. Just go out there and showcase what you can do. Because I think in this day and age now, you're lucky enough to have all this social media world. All it takes is a couple of clips of you doing really well before someone goes, all right, who is that kid? Who is that young man or young girl? So, just go out there, just go and play. Drop the iPads, drop the PlayStation pad. PlayStation ain't going nowhere. iPads ain't going nowhere. There'll be a new Roblox in 10 years' time. I'm sure there will be. There'll be a new version of Fortnite and whatnot. You'll get an opportunity to be a gamer in your spare time. But football, don't let it pass you by because this game doesn't last as long as what everyone thinks it does. But when you're in it, you count yourselves as the lucky ones. So yeah, I've been very very privileged in my career to have done what I've done, or I've gone and played where I played. But as a kid, I played football every day. So I know, I've reaped the rewards of being lucky, right place, right time. But also, I've worked for it. So go play football. That's the message. Just go do it. You won't regret it.
I suppose that's really something that you can take into, and this is something that's also quite interesting. Every player that I've asked this to, their answer has also been something that you can apply not only to football. Like you say, obviously,
Yeah,
becoming a professional footballer, that'd be amazing. People nowadays, they want to become these, like sort of what I'm doing. They want to be a content creator. They want to be a musician. Just keep going. All it takes is that one clip, that one song, that one
yeah.
match, and that's all it needs to be.
Go
And
do it. Just go
as
do
they,
it, mate. Go do it.
yeah, as you say, and as well, practice makes perfect. So when you think you've got it, keep going. There's always room to improve.
100%, mate. That's great advice. 100%.
It has been an absolute honour to chat to you tonight. Best of luck with the rest of the season. Hopefully, you get back on the pitch and you can help
Yeah,
get Gateshead to climb up the league.
yeah.
But yeah, it's been an absolute honour to chat to you tonight, mate. Thank you so
No, no,
much.
my pleasure, mate. Thanks for the message and getting me on. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep messaging people, keep getting through, and see who you can speak to. And whatever names you want me to pass on, I'll do the same for you. See if they reply and say yes or no. So no problem, mate.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Take care, mate.